Hey guys, it's Austin with AUDEW. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about a cordless tire inflator that was sent to me by AUDEW. Alright, so looking at the box for this, it looks like it comes with a charger with it, and it comes with a couple attachments if you're filling up some, say like basketballs and stuff like that. It claims that you can have a preset function, so you can set whatever PSI or bars or whatever units you're using, and it will go up to that pressure and stop where it needs to. It says 10 minutes of working time, so we'll have to see how long that is for how long we're filling up tires and stuff. On the back side here, it's basically just has some pictures of, you know, it can fill up basketballs and tires. It features a super large battery, and it's powerful enough to inflate 3 tires. It has an LED light, so it can light up, you know what you're doing. Extra USB cable for charging, a backlight dial, pressure gauge, preset function, which I talked about before, and has a wireless hand design for tire, ball, basketball, and other inflatables. Alright, so looking at some specifications, its rated voltage is basically 12 volts, 120 watt, and max pressure you can go up to is 150 psi. It runs on 10 amps. It says it works 10 minutes for continuous working hours. And then cable length is 100 millimeters, air hose length 20 millimeters. Size is basically dimensions, and then it weighs 1.3 kilograms. Alright, so let's crack this open and take a look at it. Okay, so looking inside, you see we have the main piece right here, and we have the hose attachment, which is on the bottom. It looks like this just screws right in, like so, snaps right in. And then we got our dial thing on the back. I didn't take all this plastic off right away, so it looks kind of like that. But then right here, this is actually not a battery. It looks like a battery, but this you can just plug into your typical cigarette lighter, so you can run it continuously. And now this other one is an actual battery. It comes with a cable, which I took out of the bag because I actually charged this up all the way. And then right here we have a little thing for filling up balls and stuff. It's kind of neat how it just snaps right into place like that. And then we can charge our battery like that using our cord, and then we can plug it into any USB outlet. So you just plug it in like that, typical drill battery style. Alright, so looking at the display right here, basically to turn it on, we just got this little M button, and then if you press it again, there we go. We can go through all of the different ratings for if you got PSI, bar, kilograms per centimeter, kPa, but I just use good old-fashioned PSI. Then we can use the plus and minus to go to whatever we want to set it at. It doesn't do any half PSI, just normal ones there. And then to activate it, you just click the trigger, and it basically stays on. Now they do have a little locking feature right here. I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. I mean, you can pretty much, you know, activate the trigger with it locked or with it not. It's just a little bit stiffer, so I think that's a not quite a good design because it actually doesn't really work too well. But yeah, we're gonna go and test this out and see if it can do a normal car tire, and then we're gonna test it on my Jeep over here and see how long it takes to fill up a 33-inch tire. Alright, so test number 1 is just going to be on a general tire here on my Kia Sorento. So it's basically a 235 with an 18-inch rim. I'm going to let all the air out, and these take about 32 psi, so we'll see how long it's going to take to fill it up. Alright, so as you can see, the tire is completely flat. Now I'm going to go and put this on. Now I'm going to start off with the battery. I charge it up all the way, and it did take quite a while to charge up, about 4 hours, which is kind of a lot, but we'll see how long it lasts. Alright, so I got 32 PSI set, and I got a stopwatch right here on my phone, so we're going to see how long it's going to take for it to fill up all the way. Now when it does reach 32 PSI, this pump will actually shut off, so that way you'll know when it's done. Alright. Alright, so it seemed to have stopped, and we're actually at 11 minutes exactly. So we're past the 10-minute mark where it said that's its max runtime, so do more than that. Now I'm going to check with a normal pressure gauge that I have over here and see if this thing is accurate. Alright, so I'm reading at about 30 PSI, and so with playing around with this thing for a little bit more, I noticed that you actually have to set the PSI higher to be able to get it to where it's lower accurate. So if you need to go like 32 PSI, you might have to set this to 33 or 34, because the PSI rating on here, it jumps up when the compressor is on compared to when you're just reading it when it's off. So it's going to give a little bit inaccurate reading thus far. So I don't think this compressor is able to do 3 tires. If it were to be this size right here, it might be able to do it if it was a smaller car, but it did get past its runtime, which was 10 minutes and 11 minutes, so it's not too bad. But if you use the cigarette lighter adapter, I'm pretty sure you can run this thing endlessly. So the next test we're going to do is filling up the 33-inch tire from totally flat. Now this probably will relate to most of you guys on this channel, since you probably have Jeeps. So I'm going to let the air out on this tire, and I'm going to fill it up to 28 PSI, because that's what I run on the road. Alright, so on this test, we're going to be using it with a cigarette lighter. It seems like it's got plenty of cord. So I'm just going to hook it on here, and I'm actually going to set this to about 30 PSI, since it is a couple off when it shuts off, when it hits that top PSI, what you're supposed to have at. So 30 PSI, and hopefully it should give me 28. Alright, so I'm going to start it right now. It says we are at 29.5, even though I set it for 30. We're going to take this off and see what it reads. Just above 28 PSI, so that's not too bad. Alright, that's not too bad. So yeah, that's the thing with these air compressors. I would set probably like 1 or 2 PSI above of what you want. That way it should be able to fill it up to the proper PSI. But that took a long time. As you can see here, that took 21 minutes and 31 seconds to fill up this 33-inch tire with a 15-inch rim when it was all the way flat. So so that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but it's better than having nothing at all, because this thing is portable. You can take it with you in your vehicle. You can use as much power as you want, as long as you have a good battery in the vehicle, and you can use it for, I guess, small things for the battery that comes with this air compressor. But yeah, I'll be keeping this in my Jeep for sure. I go to off-road parks sometimes, and I air down my tires, and I have to drive, sometimes a few hours home after that. And usually, I'll go to a gas station or something, but, some of them you have to pay in quarters and stuff, and that can just, get annoying. But if you use this, to air up your tires, to the proper PSI, it's not going to take, like 20 minutes a tire. If you're going down to 20, 50 PSI, it'll probably take like 5 minutes a tire, which is still kind of lengthy, but, it's better than having nothing. You can just leave this on there and go do something else. So my overall review on this air compressor, I would probably rate it about 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, when you feel it in your hand, it kind of feels cheap, you know, cheap plastic. It's not like a Milwaukee drill, which is, you know, it just feels quality. But I mean, you know, you don't need that type of grips and stuff like that for a thing like this, because you can just leave it on there and go do whatever you want. You know, and with a drill, you're always using it, you know, the whole entire time. My favorite part is probably the display right here. It's pretty nice how they have it all laid out. They got a little dial thing, so it shows when it's fully, you know, done, and it, you know, they got the preset and whatever PSI you want. So yeah, I like that probably the most. As far as the battery, yeah, these things, they don't last long. I mean, if you're filling up basketballs or whatever, you know, be fine for it. But for automotive, this thing is pretty much useless, you know. It'll fill up a tire or so, but that's about it. If they maybe like collaborated with Milwaukee Tool, you know, get a M18 battery, those things, you know, they'll last a long ass time. But as far as these, you know, they're probably just whatever capacitor. They're not lithium ion batteries at all. And they take, you know, 4 hours to charge. I mean, come on, you know. But, I mean, you know, the hose that connects to it's nice and everything like that. You know, you can easily store it, pull out this thing. Another thing I did notice when this was filling up tires, this hose, it gets really hot, like almost where you can't even touch it. I mean, especially on these little, you know, metal parts, it's pretty darn hot. So that's another con about this. But overall, it's not too bad. I mean, if you're looking for, you know, easy little things, it's probably pretty good. This locking mechanism, I mean, it doesn't work at all, really. I can show you. Works there. Works there too. I mean, it's just a little bit stiffer. I think they gotta fix the design in that. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. I know it's a little bit different than my typical videos, but hope you guys still enjoyed it. So make sure you like this video if you liked it, and comment below if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.